All right, welcome back to another episode of the BS Reality TV Review. I'm Steve.
And I'm Bianca.
All right, so today we're going to review David and Annie on 90 Day Fiancé. So I'm very excited for this spin-off. Anyone who watches the 90 Day Fiancé series, they have spin-offs where successful couples, successful meaning like your relationship works out and you do get married, in some cases I think they didn't get married, but they just are in the process of still going to get married. Anyways, there's more successful than breaking up, and then they get their own spin-off and they follow them. And this one is David and Annie, and they are back in Thailand.
So Annie's from Thailand.
Yeah, David's not the one from Thailand.
Yeah, David's from Arizona.
But Annie also has an English name, so that could be confusing.
Yeah, but she is from Thailand. And Steve loves Thailand.
So does Bianca.
Loves Thailand.
Yes.
I think he's been there about 40 times. I'm not even exaggerating. I've only been about 4 or 5.
14 maybe. You've been there a lot.
No, 4 times.
Whatever.
Anyways, doesn't matter. We've been there multiple times. Steve has been there. So
basically lived there for a year.
Yeah, crazy. Anyways, so we watched the season premiere of Annie and David yesterday. More to Love. That's what it's called.
Okay, so I'm very excited because they're actually in the country.
Yes.
Like, you know, the American ones. I always prefer the overseas ones than when it's home in America and the person comes over.
Right.
So anyways, they go to Bangkok,
Yes.
which I actually think is very boring. I don't like Bangkok. Maybe I just don't know enough about it, but I like the beach cities in Thailand.
Right.
And
Well, you don't generally like bigger cities anyways.
yeah, and I just want to be, when I go on vacation, I want to be on a beach with $1 beer.
Right.
So Bangkok doesn't do that.
They're in Bangkok, and Annie goes to get her hair done. And girls, I'm telling you, if anybody has gone to the Middle or Southeast Asia for your hair, they pamper you. Like when she says that she could orgasm on the chair while she's getting her hair washed, it is true because they do the best hair washes ever.
So I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but
it's not. You're a guy. What do you know?
I think guys know. But anyways, we also get very good haircuts and stuff when we're in Thailand or third world country areas, basically, where you
developing world.
Okay.
Third world.
Well, you pay $5-10 for a haircut, and they shave your face. Also, they give you some sort of facial that I never received ever in my life. And but you're there for like 45 minutes, and they massage your head and do all sorts of stuff. And I think it's awesome. I get it, but I just think it's an over exaggeration of how good it is, even though it's awesome. It was always my favorite.
But she's funny.
Yeah.
She's witty. And she was just like joking around saying how good it was. Like, she's obviously, you can't take her literal.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
I was also not being serious. I was just kind of jokingly saying it was an over exaggeration. But anyways, so then a little bit of history that I just learned by looking this up. Annie was actually a bar singer in Bangkok. She worked at a hotel and sang at a bar. So like
Is that where she met David?
Yes. So the backstory is that David was out at a bar and it was her birthday at a karaoke thing and she went up and sang and then he heard her and then bought her a drink and they met that way. Okay. That's the story on the show. Anyways, but I've seen lots of bands in Southeast Asia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and they're all awesome. Usually the bands come from Philippines to all those countries. Philippines have very good singers or musical interests and arts people, I guess. And then they go to all these other countries and run the band. So it's rare when there is actually a Thailand person singing in the band. But anyways, I wish they would actually show her singing more on the show because she's supposed to be really good. But then they go to an empty bar to sell so they're gone to Thailand to adopt her brother and sister and bring them back to brother and cousin and bring them back to America.
Right. So they're on a baby moon. So for those who don't know what a baby moon is, it's like a little honeymoon before you actually have the baby or kid. In their case, they're not actually having a baby.
Having two teenagers.
They just have 2 teenagers. Probably worse than having a baby, though. So they're going out
for their last night of drinking.
Yeah, and
which is a bit extreme, also. But anyways, good night of fun out for them. But I was surprised, maybe because COVID, the bar was kind of empty. It was really only about 4 people.
Well, we didn't see lots of it, but I'm sure there was not as many people as there usually are.
We did see David with his shirt off dancing on the table.
Was that a sight for sore eyes?
I think he was having fun. We don't need to make fun of the guy.
Obviously, he was having
little taking it literal here.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then they go pick up the kids and the female teenager who's coming back to America, was like wide awake, greeting them, thank you so much for adopting us or whatever. And then they go find the teenage boy who's sleeping and refuses to wake up. And this is sort of a thing in Thailand where like the boys or the men sort of really run the family, and the boys like this is not surprising that the boy would have no motivation to get up and do anything.
He's also a teenager.
Yeah, but it's like extreme in Thailand where like just let them be. There's not supposed to be any rules for the boys, where the teenage females are supposed to be like working harder and doing this, and they're more obedient. And so I don't know if this, you know, these things are sort of scripted. I don't know if they do this just to make it look like that, or if that's what it's going to be like, and that's how the story is going to go in America, where the boy has no motivation to do anything, and they really have to be on top of him. Yeah, so I have another question, like not question to just like thinking out loud, where the show is going to go when they go back to America. So these two teenagers really knew no English at all, and they're going back for a better education in America.
Then they would be in ESL.
Yeah,
a language class.
I guess
it happens all the time.
Yeah, but I just don't like. Wouldn't you get a better education in the place where you actually know the language? Like you'd struggle in every other subject, right?
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have immigrants.
Yeah.
I mean, like we live in Canada, so land of opportunities here for all the immigrants.
Yeah, I'm just curious how they'll do, because it's not like I'm just saying it's not like they're 8.
But you know
so they have like 2 years of high school left without knowing the language.
That's true. And you know what David said? He was talking about how they were going to be they would have a difficult time culturally assimilating back into the America lifestyle. And he did not mention once the language, but he did mention the food.
Yes, because they showed lots of clips before of Annie not really liking American food. And I get that, because I love American food, but I also like Thailand food when I go there too, Thai food.
Yeah.
But I actually prefer Thai food in Canada than Thai food in Thailand. Okay. And it's the reverse, where obviously when Thai people come over, they can't stand our food and say that's not real Thai food.
Right, for sure, because we've Canadianized or Americanized
they put sugar in it.
Yeah. So
like in pad Thai, it's full of sugar and it's awesome.
But anyways, David did not mention about the language barrier, but did make a point of saying how there's not going to be any street vendors and street food in America.
So that's one awesome thing in Thailand, where anywhere you go, like, hey, here's $1 and you have a meal.
Yeah. So, and all the variety of different fruits
and the nightlife. The nightlife.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
those kids are going to have a hard time. So
my biggest hope for this season is that they don't go back to America too soon, and we get to see more of Thailand.
This is why he kind of likes shows, because Annie is from Thailand, and right now they're in Thailand, but the show is not going to be based in
I'm going to be
Thailand.
disappointed when they go back to America.
Yeah, so we'll see how we go on that.
All right, so let's see what happens with that. This is the BS Reality TV review. See you next episode.